Hi, so for the third part of this tutorial, I think the game is starting to sort of take shape. I've got movement, I've got rotation. The movement doesn't really correlate to my facing direction, but it's kind of like the start of a little tank game where I can control the movement of my tank and I can jump up and down. So I'm going to run with that, and I'm going to implement directional movement that is relative to my facing direction. So by that I mean if I press S, I will go in the direction of this little cone. So if I rotate a little bit and I press S, I would go kind of that way, as opposed to right now I go that way. So the way that we're going to do this is, instead of feeding in hard-coded directions, we're going to feed in something else which is going to be relative to the object's orientation. So the first couple are probably going to be quite easy because I can just use the object's forward-facing vector. So you would say this, I might just get rid of everything except, I might get rid of this as well. So we get the library to autofill. This entity dot forward dot clone. I don't actually know why you have to put dot clone, but you do. And then open and close brackets, and then you multiply that by this scale factor, which is actually just this dot movement speed. So I've just done this for S, but I can test it out already. So S is moving me up the screen. If I rotate a bit, S is moving me that way. So it's actually completely backwards. But no, I think that's right, because S is back, isn't it? It's the same as down. Okay, so that's good. And then I can do the other one that is W, and I would do that here. And I would just put minus and see if that works. Okay, cool little tank controls there. It gets a bit more complicated because it doesn't seem like JavaScript has this dot entity dot left. Or right. Oh, it has a right. That's so interesting. Why would it have a left, a right and not a left? Okay. Well, let's just use this then. Dot scale. And then it's this dot movement speed. Is that correct? Just check it really quickly. Oh, it's like that. Let's try that and see if we get some errors. Okay. So JavaScript completely threw me. It doesn't do left, it does right. It doesn't do backwards, it does minus forwards. Okay. I've got my left and right strafe back to front. That's really easy to fix. That's just swapping this negative sign to up here. And you can kind of see how you might sort of create like a first person game now. So I've just dragged the camera onto the capsule, and I would reposition it like this. I would probably say I would just zero out its so that's facing the wrong way, so I would spin it around, zero out its translation, and say 180 degrees. Let's see if that works. And then I would probably just move it a little bit so that it's not inside the object, but it would be cool if I could see a little bit of the cone in front of it. I don't think that's going to work, but let's see. So I can rotate, and I can move forward and left and right. So the left and right WASD keys work as expected. Rotating on like keybinds is really weird, I have to admit that. So it would be good to sort of try and implement some kind of mouse look at some point, if that was something that people were interested in. But for now, I think this kind of game would really work well if it almost has like a static camera that I place in the world. So zeroing out the Y and Z, and then just the 30 degrees is how much it's looking down. And I can move that further away from the player, like this. So you've got like this nice, almost like isometric arena. Which one is this? Zero that out. Oh, and I've still got the camera attached to the capsule, and it doesn't need to be. Yeah, I think this is going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to implement sort of 2 players. This player, which is going to be over here, and then I'm going to make a second player. I'll do this in another video. Over here, that is controlled by the arrow keys. So it's kind of like a local multiplayer game, and they will fire projectiles, and we can keep score and things like that. That'll be super fun. Cool, so those are tank controls. I'm going to keep these videos super short and sweet. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks. Bye.